Before we get started today, I would like to draw attention to a GoFundMe that my friend and the moderator of our Discord channel, Malcaria, is running. She's trying to raise money to visit her brother who is stationed in Japan. She's trying to raise $1,800 by May 16th. I had said April 28th previously. That's just because I don't know how to read. So that was my mistake. So she's trying to raise that much money by May 16th, which still isn't very long. And I'll include a link to the GoFundMe in the description. If you have any money at all that you're able to donate, I would be very appreciative if you would consider chipping it in to help my friend go and see her brother who is stationed in Japan. So, thank you very much for listening and donating any money if you do, and now let's get back to business. Okay, it's Sunday, which means against my better judgment, it's time to go on Reddit and see what's going on today. First off, the all-in-one Overwatch damage boost chart. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't process that many numbers. It's too much. Some GIF visualizations of the Symmetra rework. Given that we haven't actually seen much except what they said yet, it's kind of hard to do that, but okay. Streamers who do VoD reviews of their main. Fitzy does Sombra. I don't know. Let's see if we've got Jane. He does a lot of really in-depth ones for all heroes. Yep, Fitzy here. Oh, look at that. Oh, Zerv. Oh, look at that. Nice. Yeah, one amongst many. It's true. Dibs. I don't watch very many people, so I wouldn't know. Want to aim better, but how? Practice. What's the logic behind Fargy's shield use here? So Fraggy, Jesus Christ. Fraggy is playing Reinhardt in Oasis, and he's facing into a wall and using his shield. His shield peeks over the wall and is targetable and takes damage. Isn't this inefficient to do since the wall is already blocking damage? He's just wasting his shield strength. I believe he's using the third-person view to gain more vision and information, but I wonder what other reasons there could be. That's probably why he's doing it. The other reason could be that somebody is trying to peek over the top of the wall, so he's trying to block for them as well. Like maybe Farah is trying to peek over the top of it, but it's probably so that he can look over the wall. Yeah, it's hard to know without seeing the exact thing, but that sounds like probably what's happening. Any tips on practicing aim? Play the game a lot. Why does Doomfist seem so situational? Because he is. He's probably about to be a lot less situational because he's pretty good against tanks, and there's probably about to be a lot more tanks in Season 3 when Bridget comes out. Also, in general, being harder for people to... There being a lot more hard to kill people around will benefit Doomfist, especially if they're big characters, because then, oh, he can hit them real good and push them around, because Doomfist fucks up most tanks, Roadhog being the exception. So Season 10 is probably going to be more his time, but currently, like, it's just everybody else who can fill the same role as him kind of does it better, so... If there's a lot of people he's good at bullying around in the game, then he'll be a lot less situational. But currently there are not so many of those people around. Teams are very small and hard to hit and move around a lot currently. Also, Doomfist is big and easy to hit, which doesn't benefit him in most situations. Do refresh rates have an effect on your aim? Like, on a strictly literal level, probably, but like, fucking y'all... People fret over this something fierce lately. Like, Jesus Christ, it doesn't matter that much. Unless you're literally in the top 1%, you are not gonna feel an appreciable difference. Except 30 to 60 is appreciable, but past that, you're not gonna notice. Death Ball. What is this Death Ball meta I keep hearing about? I've heard more about it lately, but I still don't have a solid idea of what it is. Is the name somehow a reference to Moira's biotic orb? No, it's literally your team is a ball of death that just rolls across the enemy team. Like, dive comp, basically, is also Death Ball. When to use D.Va's micro-missiles? At what part of the fight should they be used? When you're going in on somebody... or when you're trying to poke at people just because there's nothing better to do. But generally, while you're flying in on somebody, you try to use them to burst somebody to death, because D.Va does a lot of burst damage. Though they nerfed it, she does still do a lot of burst damage, because you fly at somebody, firing, you got your missiles going as well, you collide with them, and then you bash them in the face, you do a lot of burst damage, so... Either use them when you're going in or just to poke at people because you got nothing better to do at the time. Question for those who went from 60 to 140, 40. No, it did not take a while to adjust because they probably didn't see much of a difference unless they're kind of a psychopath. Your 6v similar, your regular comp rank. Should I switch from support to main tank? I'm not a great Overwatch player, but I'm a decent scientist. I decided to do some analysis of my season. I was doing a lot of filling and ended up... I performed a lot better as a tank. Are there any other criteria I should choose when considering it? Just pick whoever you want to play. Just play whoever you want to play. It doesn't... If you want to play support, just play support. Like... You probably also, you probably noticed a bigger difference in gain from support to main tank, because in bronze and silver, supports are quite beholden to their team, Mercy in particular. So, tanks have a lot more agency over the game, so the difference might just be you change from a hero that has not much agency over the game to suddenly playing a hero that has a fair bit of agency over the game. So that's probably more what happened than you being better at the other role, probably, based off of the rank anyway. You could be drastically better at tank, who knows, but play whoever you want to play. You can climb as anything. Just do whatever you want to do. Question about coaches and teams of specific ranks. So I've seen a few posts where someone calls themselves the coach of a team of a certain rank. I would like to know how these teams are created and how they get these coaches. I too am baffled by social interaction, so that's an excellent question. Very new to Overwatch. What role does McCree best play on the team? You sit behind your main tank and you try to pop heads, and if there's flankers on the team, you protect your backline from them. So mid-range, sort of, not the same as soldier. You have to play much closer to the enemy team. Basically, the role he fills is DPS / bodyguard. But, McCree is, hard to play, and currently kind of worse than soldier, so, When to pick which tanks. Hello, I am transitioning into tank main, and I was looking to get some information for when to pick what tank. I want to be able to know what will be the optimal pick considering map, game mode, and what my teammates pick. I pick Reinhardt on every map, on both sides, regardless of who the other tank is, and what my teammates have picked. It doesn't matter that much. Try to avoid having a combo like Roadhog Diva or Roadhog Zarya, because that you have not actually picked a tank in either situation, really. So you want to have somebody who can actually tank for your team. So Reinhardt, Orisa, or Winston. Not everyone considers Winston to be a main tank. I do consider Winston to be a main tank. I don't personally consider Orisa to be a main tank, but a lot of people consider Orisa to be a main tank. So you want to have one of them on your team so that your team actually has a tank on your team. But beyond that, it kind of doesn't really matter that much, because at the end of the day, the map doesn't make much difference. If there's a lot of high ground to control, then someone like Winston or Diva is going to be better. But other than that, that's kind of the only drastic difference from my perspective from map to map. And team comp-wise, if your team are kind of never going to be next to you, then you don't necessarily have to pick Reinhardt. I mean, you don't have to pick Reinhardt in general, but if you're picking Reinhardt and your team is something like Pharah, Genji, Lucio, they're all going to be off doing their own things. So there won't be that many people standing behind your barrier, so you can kind of just pick somebody else. But at the same time, Reinhardt is just really good at standing on an objective, so you might still anyway. Basically the thing map-wise is the dive tanks are a lot better at controlling high ground, but other than that, I don't think there's enough of a difference between them to really worry about. Just pick whichever one you want and try to avoid having Roadhog Diva, Roadhog Zarya. How do Zens throw their Discord so quickly? I've been trying and failing to get Zen's rapid Discord achieve. In and of itself, I'm getting relatively okay with headshotting and leading, but I can never seem to land the Discord quickly. I've tried binding it to mouse scroll down. Fucking maniac. I have it bound to right click. But I get good? I don't really, this is a very peculiar question, honestly. What should comms specifically look like in a team? Well, sound can't look like anything. More specifically, I'm currently in an open division team, and one of our frequent problems during our matches is our comms. Specifically, the problem is that comms are flooded with my friends call useless information. Everyone in the team would call out something at the same time, whether it's Lucio or Lucio 1 or Reaper behind. We currently have a target caller and a shot caller. My question is, besides the target caller and the shot caller, what should everyone else's comms look like? What should they say and not say in comms to make comms more fluid? I mean, basically, you just want to communicate. You're trying to communicate information to the shot caller. So it's basically like, if somebody is behind you or flanking or whatever, if you have your ultimate, if somebody's low is like fair enough information, but at the same time, that should be, like, if you got a guy calling out targets, that should be more of his thing to call out whether somebody's low, because he should be the one, he or she, to be fair, should know whether the person is actually killable. So calling out somebody as one should be like this person's responsibility. Other than that, like, it's things like, I have my ultimate, somebody is flanking us, you died and looked at their like, you looked at somebody on the kill cam and saw they have their ultimate, so you're like, the X has their ultimate, you know, something like that. You're just trying to feed information to the shot caller, which is like, if somebody's flanking, and if you have your ultimate, and if somebody on their team has their ultimate, basically. Because, like, the majority, like, you want to talk as little as possible, because these two are the ones that need to be able to talk. So you want to communicate short to the point information to these people, is the basic idea. So why is high ground and not spawn camping such a hard concept to grasp? Because people are bad. What's the reason behind low DPI and higher sensitivity? Do I look like a fucking math wizard? Like, Jesus Christ. It's because it's what they're comfortable with. Oh, question about sensitivity. What's the question about sensitivity? Okay, so I'm fairly new to PC and playing hit scan heroes mainly. Tracer and a little bit of, yeah, I've been spending the past 15-20 hours trying to play at a higher sense so I can make my 180s effectively, but my accuracy has suffered. So in your guys' opinion, should I stick with the higher sends or lower it to increase my consistency and accuracy? Fuck, it's like an actually sensible question to ask about sensitivity for once in the subreddit's life. In my opinion, it's more important that you can aim consistently. Being able to do a 180 quickly is, like, important, but it's a bigger deal that you can actually shoot people, because at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do as these people. So your aim is more important than your ability to turn around effectively. Ideally, you can do both, but if your accuracy has suffered drastically from increasing the sensitivity, just lower it back down. It's more important that you hit people. Speakeasy's far a challenge? Oh, Jesus Christ, never mind. We should have a game mode that is in between quick play and competitive. So that would be great. But here's the issue. How do you get people to take this in-between game mode seriously? Because people don't take quick play seriously because there's nothing to lose. And a lot of people don't actually take competitive seriously either. So what do you do to make people take this in-between game mode seriously? Just make it, like, quick play with the competitive rule set, but, like, that won't make them take it seriously either. It's like, what do you do? How do you make them take it seriously? I don't think that that's actually possible. We need to actually get everybody to take competitive seriously first, which is an issue in and of itself. When to use Zarya's particle beam / energy grenade. I've read many opinions. What do you think is the best way to use her main weapon? You use the right click if you're to just fill time and, like, shoot into checkpoints to generate ult charge and harass people. Also, if there's a lot of people clustered up together, or you're trying to hit a hard to hit target like Tracer, just throwing the grenade roughly at her is easier to hit. Other than that, if you've got people in your graviton, it's better to use the grenade as well, because, you know, AoE damage. All other situations, left click, basically. And, you know, ideally with the graviton, you can get up and right click and then melee in between, but, you know, spam into areas, trying to hit somebody low health, and firing into big clusters of people for the right click. Everything else left click. I've been working very hard to improve my game, and mechanics are getting to a level I'm proud of, blah, 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 blah. I'm really having problems is playing too sped up. I've recently been playing a lot of Tracer and Zen, and even though I'm very happy with where my aim is, I have problems performing in competitive a lot of times. I'm, like, barely literate, I'm sorry. As Tracer, I will get really anxious once I start an engagement most of the time and get in my own head, which causes me to miss easy shots and I should be hitting. Another thing I tend to do is Winston, is keeping track of my health and diving in. My aim in game modes where I don't have any pressure is fantastic. I have no problems with, there's not actually a question in here, but, like, you just have to get rid of, you have to get over the competitive anxiety thing, which is, I mean, in my experience, because I used to have this issue, I used to have competitive anxiety, not really so much in Overwatch. This was, when I played League of Legends before I played Overwatch, I played League of Legends for like 8 fucking years, right? And I didn't play ranked for probably like 5 years because I had the anxiety about it, right? And for me, personally, I was afraid of finding out I wasn't as good as I actually am. And eventually I started doing it. And in my experience is if you just kind of keep doing it, eventually you get over it, right? Because eventually you realize, in my experience anyway, yours might differ. In my experience, you eventually just realize it's just a fucking number at the end of, like, my rank is just a number at the end of the day. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. At the end of the day, the most important thing is just that I'm playing and that I'm improving over time, right? And if you just do it enough, you kind of get over it, but, like, your experience might differ. Your issue is that you have to get over the anxiety aspect of it. How to make VODs from Xbox? Fuck if I know. Discussion on 222 comps and how I feel Blizz could make this game way more enjoyable. There's a lot of things they could do, but they won't do them. So it's kind of a pointless discussion. Arm aiming questions. Picture included for reference. Is my shoulder supposed to feel fatigued? We'll get used to this posture. Am I doing it wrong? Is my arm supposed to lay flat on the side? Let's look at the picture. Jesus Christ, this boy's got the biggest desk in existence. Holy shit. Oh my god. Let me show you what my desk looks like, right? This is why when people are like, oh, desk space, I'm like, join the fucking club. So, here's my arrangement. We got a lot of space here to work with, haven't we? Because, the keyboard goes there. I got a tray here. I don't use that. I just rest my arm on it because the cat also likes to sit on the keyboard tray. So, this boy's got the biggest desk in the fucking known universe. Holy shit. Fucking 1% with their fucking 144 hertz monitors and their desks the size of the entire fucking room. Oh my god. Oh Christ, is what I get for moving the camera. Alright, there we go. Fuck if I know. Jesus Christ, buy a smaller desk, you savage. Is it impossible to be an insane Widowmaker without a 240? Oh my god. This is what happens when you all keep talking about your fucking 240 hertz monitors like it actually matters. You got people being like, oh god, can I never be really good at Widowmaker without buying a better computer? Fucking it don't matter worth shit unless you're in the top 1% of the player base. You, me, like 99% of the player base are not gonna notice the difference between having a fucking 240 hertz monitor and a 1080 Ti. Like, we aren't gonna notice. It's not that drastic of an improvement, okay? Fucking y'all out here poisoning people. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You got people out here fretting over not having enough money to be good at the game. Oh my god. Granted, you should be kind of ashamed for having a name like this. What does it even mean? I know this part's glass. What is one youth of today? What does A1IC3 translate to in English? I know that's glass. What the fuck's that? Alex Glass? That's Alice Glass? Oh my god, how disappointing. Oh god, I think that's it. It just looks so fucking stupid. I'm so old. Oh my god. Any Sombra main tips and tricks? I'm not a Sombra main, so... Oh, bonus question. Alright, so here, we got direct questions. Question is about positioning and how to play her as a team player. I mean, I've seen people playing largely the same way, where they just kind of go in behind the enemy team, constantly harassing people, building up ult charge and all that. Because, you know, Emp is really strong, but... so I've seen, like, the basic same way, constantly behind them, harassing people. But, because they made her weapon more accurate, I've also seen people playing her similarly to how one would play Soldier, where they kind of hang out with their team a lot, and basically just use the hack to fuck up the enemy tanks when they come in, and disrupt people. And then, and you know, Pharah. Sombra's good against Pharah now. Just fuck Pharah's day up. So I've seen people, like, actually just, like, sitting with their team and using hack and emp to disrupt when they come in, and basically playing similarly to Soldier, but the trade-off of, like, you know, not having as good of a weapon as Soldier is that you can disrupt people when they come in instead. So, especially since, like, the nerf to the, hack, where there's actually a punishment for getting interrupted, I've seen people doing that more frequently, because just, like, sitting behind a shield and then hacking people as they come in is a lot easier to get it to go off, but, I've also still seen a lot of basically the same way as always. How do you warm up aim? I don't. Even when I played the more aim-intensive heroes. Then play until I... Bonus question, how do you deal with bastions? I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, you try and hack him, which is going to vary depending on... ease of access, depending on where he's positioned and how his team is playing, and you try to emp him. The thing is that, like, Bastion, people are playing around Bastion usually, right? Like, you know, there's usually a Reinhardt and a healer in the vicinity. You, as Sombra, are going to have difficulty dealing with 3 people as 1 person, so you kind of need help to deal with Bastion. This is just how Bastion is that he requires a team effort to deal with, and people are bad at making team efforts in this game. And when is it worth to use Emp as a survival tactic? Literally never. Emp is too strong as a team fight ultimate. You'd never want to use it just so you can survive. It's better to just take the L and then fucking use it during the team fight. Can you tank or improve your comp MMR during off-season? I don't think off-season tracks at all. Like, I don't think it affects anything. It might affect your MMR, but, like, I've never noticed the difference. And people do fucking stupid shit during the off-season, and, like, I haven't heard anything, so I don't think it matters. How to climb back out of bronze. Get good. Could someone confirm something about health packs to me? Is the priority whoever steps on the pad versus who is actually there first? I think it's whoever is touching it first that needs the health kit. So, like, if you were sitting on it waiting for the health kit, and because you've taken damage, you know, and somebody runs in to try and take it from you, I think you get priority because you were touching it first when you needed health. But I don't know. That's a very fringe question. Full-length movie with tons of Zarya tips. Oh my god. I'm not going to show the video, but, like, because, you know, I don't want to show somebody else's video, but let's look what this called. Oh god, shut up. So, if you're really into Zarya, how long is the video exactly? Shut the fuck up. How long is the video exactly? Fucking an hour. It's a lot of ads. An hour and 45 minutes. So if you want to watch an hour... Oh, it's the guy from the mentioned in the thread. Oh, look at that. If you're really into Zarya, you can go watch that video. So, new to the game and looking for other heroes to play. I'm looking for alternate tanks DPS to play. I play Reaper and Orisa. I mean, just play whoever you like. Most similar to Reaper is, like, the other flankers, and, like, Tracer and Genji, but they, like, even they are, like, very different to Reaper. So, like, Reaper is a slightly anomalous hero. I don't think there's anyone that is quite the same hero. Roadhog, maybe similar, but, like, you know, There isn't really a good similar one to Reaper. And Orisa, 7 hours, respectively. There's a drastic difference here. I respect it. I fucking love playing Reaper. Reaper's great. Most similar to Orisa is, like, Reinhardt or Zarya. Like, Orisa is very different to other tanks as well. She's similar to Soldier in terms of, like, shooting people at long range, but, like, you know, those two heroes are fairly unlike other heroes. I mean, this is kind of true of a lot of heroes in this game, you know? There's, like, no one quite like Genji, is there, you know? Just play whoever you like to play, whatever. Just play whoever you want to play. Controlling D.Va's boosters. Question about D.Va, blah, 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 because of how amazing she is in every respect. Fair enough. I wonder who your waifu is. I'm really struggling to use her boosters effectively. When I use it for anything other than covering horizontal distance, I end up getting disorientated and can't really accomplish anything. I always hear that one of the best combos is to boost at somebody while firing missiles at them, but I always end up missing almost all the missiles. I mean, but you're driving at the person, though, so that shouldn't be an issue if they move, because, like, if they move, you move with them, right? Because you're trying to collide with the person. That's the thing, is you're trying to physically hit that person with your body. So it shouldn't, like, them moving shouldn't really be an issue. My sensitivity is, I mean, sounds like you just need to get used to using the ability more than anything else if you're getting disorientated using it, because it's a very peculiar situation. Just, like, get used to using the ability, I think. I don't know, it's very odd. Learn to use your ultimate properly and don't get into that ultimate ability desensitization room. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't care that much. Any advice for getting used to a new mousepad? Climbing as a duo. Other than Pharmacy, what are hero pairings where two players can make a difference? The best you can do is pick two flankers, because then you can both, like, bully people around and kind of look after each other. But you will get shit-talked for being the duo that picked 2 DPS, so be warned about that. Other than that, like one of the tanks and Zarya, because you can coordinate with the Zarya more easily, basically. And when I say one of the tanks, I don't mean Roadhog. I don't mean Roadhog still, but yeah, a tank and Zarya. This is, like, most of the combos I can think of are, like, 2 DPS, because, like, you know, a flanker and Soldier, a flanker and Pharah, because then, like, the flanker, you know, Soldier and Pharah are good at, like, doing damage, and then the flanker finishes the person off. But, like, yeah, you will get shit-talked for being the duo that picked 2 DPS. Yeah, like, there's, you know, there's 2 flankers, flanker Pharah, flanker Soldier, and then, like, a tank and Zarya. It's, like, about the best I can think of as, like, a specific, like, working together thing, but, like, it's not, like, a massive thing, really. Like, the benefit of having a duo is that there's somebody else in the game with you that, hopefully, in theory anyway, is consistently can be relied upon. So it shouldn't, like, just being with a duo in and of itself is an advantage, theoretically. So, like, those are, like, the only duos, combos I can think of off the top of my head. How/when do I use Ana/Zen's ult? Ana's ult you use as soon as you possibly can, because the benefit of Ana's ult is that she can charge it quite quickly. Because Ana does do quite a lot of healing. You do want to use it on specific heroes still. You know, the ones that are good, or that are in a position to be good, even if they aren't conventionally good. Like, D.Va can be a good nano boost target, depending on the situation, so can Winston. But you're really looking to nano boost, like, Genji, or a Soldier, you know. Pharah is pretty good as well. You want to use it as quickly as possible. Like, the first good opportunity to use it, just use it. Zen's ult is good at cancelling other ults and saving team fights you would otherwise lose. So you are looking to counter specific ultimates on their team. If they have Zarya, you're looking to use it with Graviton. If they have Soldier, you're looking to use it with Tac Visor. If they have Genji, you're looking to use it against his Dragon Blade, right? If they have one of the very threatening offensive ultimate, even Earth Shatter, because you can, if you use Transcendent, you can use Transcendence on reaction and block Earth and dodge Earth Shatter yourself, and then you go forward and take the pin, because he's going to try and pin somebody, you're invulnerable. You can walk forward and take the pin, and then nobody else dies in the Earth Shatter as well. So you're looking to use Zen's ultimate to counter offensive ultimates. If you're going to use it for not one of those offensive ultimates, you need a very good reason to do so. Like, your entire team is going to die anyway, and then you hope they don't use those ultimates after your Transcendence has ended, but you're looking to counter the enemy team's ultimates with Zenyatta. Anna's you're looking to use it as quickly as possible. Zen's you're looking to use for specific situations. How to deal with spawn kill. Go out a different door. I was in Eichenwald as Ryan, and there was a Tracer that kept killing me. Took one to kill me, but besides that, I was vocal, but nobody seemed to care. My team never grouped. After 5 deaths, I switched to Hog, leaving my team without a shield tank. I know this is not ideal, so I need your tips. That's about the best you can do. This was High Master, so the Tracer was good. It's about my experience in Masters as well. Like, that's about the best you can do. If the Tracer's bullying you as you're coming out of spawn, nobody wants to help, the best you can do is change to somebody that can try and kill the Tracer. It's about the best you can do, really, because you dying to Tracer as you come out of spawn is not doing any good anyway, so you might as well change to something that can try and kill Tracer, and then hopefully do something after that. Because if you're getting killed by Tracer, you're not doing anything anyway. It's about the best you can do if nobody's going to help you. How to do the soldier burst technique. What do you mean? 4 shots, pause, then 4 shots, but I'm so inaccurate and feel like I'm doing less damage. Also on streams, people do it so smoothly, I don't get it. Defran tracks super smoothly, and it looks great. Yeah, it's because Defran is a fucking pro player. Like, you know, like, you aren't, so it's not going to look as good when you do it. Like, this is practice. Like, yeah, you will feel inaccurate and sloppy and whatever doing it, because you got to practice doing it. It's a mechanical thing. The theory is, yeah, 4 shots, hold it, 4 shots, blah, blah, blah. They did nerf it, so it's less good, but that's the idea. You just have to practice doing it, you know. Like anything else, things get easier as you practice it. Yeah, you just have to do it. 30 minutes, you'll do one more page, probably. No, you cannot 1v6. As a Moira main. Just got out of a game, had somebody screaming at me, Moira, you're not DPS. This was in a game with Mercy, and I had gold healing. This is, yes, as also a Moira main. If people are dying, they will blame you. They will be like, Moira, you have to actually heal people. I'm like, yes, I know. The problem is I can't heal stupidity. So, you know, that's your problem that you have to resolve. It's one of the perils of playing Moira. People will blame you for them being bad, but that's also the peril of playing support in general. I want to start a VoD channel to help bronze players get to silver. Even the specs used to have difficulty in bronze. Any opinions or volunteers? Sounds great. Do it. It's a unique perspective. Somebody that had difficulty in bronze and, you know, got out of bronze. I don't even care if you are literally in silver. Like, that's a unique perspective. And if you're in silver, you're qualified to advise people in bronze, as far as I'm concerned. If they're below you, you can give them advice. You absolutely should do that. Did you do it? Do you have a channel currently? If you're just silver, you won't be able to... No, you can... Like, don't listen to this guy. If you're literally helping people in bronze, you as a silver player are perfectly fine to do that. Also, your in-game rank doesn't necessarily equate to you as a coach either, right? Like, most sports coaches are not actually very good at the sport themselves. You know, quite a few are, but, like, you don't necessarily... Like, I wouldn't tell a basketball analyst that he can't tell me shit about the game until he dunks on Shaq, right? Like, that's stupid. So, it doesn't matter if you're silver, you absolutely can... Don't listen to fucking Mr. Coach Twitch, oh, wow. Don't listen to Mr. Coach Twitch over there. You do it. Absolutely. Fucking go for it. I was just trying to teach them yourself that you work... I'm pretty low SR for a coach, but I coach GM teams. Like, and you're out here, whatever. Fucking don't listen to that guy. You should absolutely do it. My man. I shout you out every day. Like, yo, if you know this boy and he's got a channel, hit me up. Because, yeah, absolutely. That's a unique perspective, and I would love to see that. Placement match strategy, newer player. Your placement matches are going to be trash. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. Masters, but the will to get better is lost. I understand. I got placed this season in like mid-diamond. I haven't actually bothered to get back into Masters this season, because like, first off, I'm waiting for Bridget to come out. So, you know. Secondarily, I've been trying to get good at Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is very fucking difficult. I've had it for a month now, and I've played about 1,100 matches, and boy am I still bad. Right? So that's been occupying most of my time. Oh god. It would help if people in fucking Diamond and Masters weren't like the actual worst people on the planet, but you know. Can anyone give me some insight on my overbuff DPS main? How to read this exactly. First time checking out overbuff. I mean, your deaths are really bad. Oh my god. Oh wait, no. Top 30. Right, the deaths thing is weird to read. I forgot. No. I am fucking stupid. Your deaths are... oh my god. Barely literate. Your deaths are really bad. Like, on every hero. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, his Reinhardt stats look exactly the same as mine. Really high damage. Top 6% damage, top 99% deaths. Oh, I know how that feels. Your deaths are really fucking high on every hero. Your stats are, like, good otherwise, but fuck, those deaths are high. Oh shit, that's a good username. Oh my, I just looked at those Reinhardt stats like, fuck, I understand. I know exactly how you play. Regarding arm aiming, oh my god. Emotional barriers and how to tackle them in order to improve it over. Oh my god. My Lucio problem. I love Lucio. The problem is nothing wrong with the greatest frog healer out right now. My issue is with me. I was looking for my stats for the first time, and I noticed that my win percentage was fairly normal with most of my mains. Maybe narrow it down a little bit more, but Soldier, 65% win rate, floored, stunned, shocked even, extreme hype for me. Should I feel this way? Am I better off just being the frog for serious games? I mean, there's always going to be like one or two heroes that you're drastically better at than other heroes for one reason or another. Like either you personally have a strong affinity with them, or they're just the heroes that you've played the most. I'm trying to pick my cup up off the table. There we go. Fucking fused to the wood. Like there's always going to be heroes that you personally are like, I'm really good at Reinhardt and Moira, and I'm, like, average at everyone else, right? Like, that's how it is, because those are the two heroes that, first off, I enjoy playing, and they're the two heroes I've played the most, so it's just how it is. If you're really good at Lucio, fucking play Lucio, you know, fuck, yeah. You know, most of my mains is a very peculiar sentence. Maybe narrow down your mains a little bit. Advice for bronze players switching roles next season. I play support main late, but switch to Zen after just getting, I'm kind of sick playing support and might try playing tank. Should I do my placement matches as a tank? If you want to do it, fucking do whatever you want to do. Be the master of your own destiny. I learned yesterday regarding team comps and insta DPS, okay. Drastically changed my idea of a 2v2 team comp, 2-2-2 team comp, 2v2, what the fuck am I talking about? I was playing on Ilios with a 4-stack, 3 of which licked DPS. The other was Lucio. I was Moira. 6 hours DPS as well. I was instantly tilted and wrote the match off as a lost. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of games where I've immediately written them off and then we've won. And I've been like, fuck. I should think that we've lost more often. But we won the first fight. Yeah. He said that having a 2... yeah, but it's always better if everyone is playing a hero that they are comfortable on. I agree. Skill with hero greater than team comp pick. Because if you... doesn't matter if fucking Zarya is 100% the best pick you could make, team comp-wise. If you have literally no idea how to play Zarya, you should just pick whatever. Doesn't matter if another healer is the best pick. If you literally can't pick, you literally don't know how to play a single healer, you're better off picking Genji, even though people will shit talk you, because at least you know how to play Genji. You're better off playing a hero you know how to play. Because if you don't know how to play the hero that is best, you won't be able to leverage why that hero is the best pick anyway. So it won't matter that they were the best pick. What's your benchmark stats? Stats you used to see how well you did with Bridget in a match. Wow, that's an interesting spelling. She's not in the game yet. Request for advice from my wife. Oh, she's done a good job picking out. She talks to her about it. I'm glad she finds herself pigeonholed into Mercy. Probably because we try to fill in most games, and partly because she feels she contributes most as a support. This is very common. Fuck, there's like 5 people I know who are like that. She doesn't mind too much. She likes those characters, though I encourage her. She's slowly getting better. Her latest improvements have been on positioning and avoiding flankers, but I honestly don't know how much to coach her further. Or on fire. Alright, so let's look at Overbuff and see what's going on. Does anyone know any particular advice on how she can improve her rank? Mercy's kind of one of those heroes that's kind of beholden to, like, her team comp. You know? Oh, it's taking a while to load. There we go. Well, which one is her? My wife, Rarity NJ. Let me just click on her, because we got some kind of weird comparison thing going on here. Hold on, I'm parsing out stats right now, so give me a second. So, deaths are very high. This is the first thing that stands out. Oh wait, no, his deaths aren't that high. I hate the way it, like, is so weird to read. So, deaths aren't that high. They're still kind of high, but, you know. So, healing is really low. So, that's not great. So, deaths are quite high, healing is low. Damage amped also is very low. And resurrects are very low. So, it sounds like her positioning is probably okay. Especially for bronze and so, like silver. So yeah, silver. Where like Mercy, like you kind of need help from your team from an extent, so to an extent to actually survive. So your deaths are gonna naturally be higher as Mercy in a lower SR. So her positioning is probably fine. The issue is that it looks like she's being inefficient with her beam and not going for enough resurrects. Because the resurrects are, like, startlingly low. Damage amped and healing is quite low. So she's probably, like, healing people at full health. When she could be damage boosting people. And probably not prioritizing people correctly. And not going for enough resurrects. Though also, to be fair, also if she's in silver, people are probably dying in ludicrous locations, so she probably can't get that many resurrects off as well, to be fair. So it's probably... Positioning's probably fine. It's inefficiencies with the beam. Probably healing people who are at full health and not prioritizing people correctly. So the thing with reading stats is that you have to actually, like, think it through. Because people just look at, like, a number that they think is... Like, they'll look at a DPS and just look at the eliminations or the weapon accuracy and think that sells the whole story. You have to actually look at the whole sheet and where you actually are rank-wise. Because it tells you where you are, like, on Overbuff at least, it tells you where you are, roughly, in terms of the overall community, or at least the people who have checked their stats on Overbuff. But, like, if you're playing support in bronze, your deaths are going to trend higher because you need people to actually help you as a support, especially if you're playing Mercy. So, like, your deaths are going to be higher in that SR, so a slightly higher death count is probably acceptable than you would think. And lower resurrects as well. Alright, you're in bronze, people are dying in stupid places that you can't res them at the same time, so... actually, this is a great time to pimp the one... oh shit, what have I done? This is a great time to pimp the one website that I do use to look at stats, because it's the only one that I think is worth looking at. So this is it. It's Coder Watch. It's not secure. I know. Startling. Terrible. So this is my battle tag. Show you how it looks. You type in, you type it in just like Overbuff. You pick which one you're on. Hold on, it's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. So here's why I like it, right? So it tells you what it estimates your SR to be for every hero. And then when you click on your hero, it tells you your best traits and your worst traits. So it basically, it does the work for you that like Overbuff doesn't do, right? Because if you look at Overbuff, you have to actually like look at the data and interpret what that means. This website, however, basically does that for you. Where it's like, alright, it looks at like your target priority. This stat is based on your damage, barrier damage, and objective kill. So it looks at a bunch of stats together, compares it against other people as well. And then goes, alright, so you're bad at that compared to similarly ranked players, so you should try improving on this. Basically, it like does the work for you. You don't have to personally try and parse out what the data means. Damn fucking right. You don't have to try and interpret the data yourself. It like does the work for you, which is why I very much like Coder Watch. It's the one I use. I don't bother with Overbuff. So anyway, if you're gonna use Overbuff, you do have to like actually put some effort into interpreting the data. How to use Reinhardt's E against the team with D.Va. Be very sad. Like, you use it the same as you normally would, you would just end up being sad a lot of the time. You're basically hoping the D.Va doesn't eat it. There's no playing around it, basically. Like, you need to use E to charge Fire Strike, to charge Earth Shatter, and that means throwing it at their team. So hopefully D.Va just doesn't keep eating it. This is like, it's one of those things where there's no good answer. You just hope. Good heroes for flexing, and tips for practicing them. Soldier is very good flex hero. He fits into basically every team composition. Orisa fits into most team compositions. Reinhardt fits into most team compositions. In my opinion, you're all objectively wrong. Moira fits into basically every team composition. Mercy fits into basically every team composition. Another DPS. Genji fits into basically every team composition. Yes, even on defense. And a lot of those heroes require very different methods of play, so practicing them, practice the fuck out of them, you know? So Genji, DPS, Genji, Soldier, they fit into basically every team composition, and relatively easy to play. Genji isn't as hard as people make him out to be. Orisa, Reinhardt, Winston also, basically good most of the time. Zarya, really good if you're the off tank. Like if you need a main tank, pick, you know, Reinhardt, Orisa, Winston. But if you have a main tank, Zarya is really good. Or Moira or Mercy, and if you have a main healer already, pick Zenyatta. These heroes fit into basically every team composition and are relatively easy to play. Handle with care achievement. Which one's that? Deliver the payload with over 8. Oh, fuck. Any scrim communities, teams for off-seed, how can I improve as Moira? I tend to 85 my damage to maintain my healing almost exclusively. It's your mistake right there. You need to do more damage. I tend to effectively stay behind my tanks and shields. I'm helpless, really squishy for more content stuff. Oh. So it's based off this. It sounds like you are not doing enough damage. Like, yeah, you know. Okay, you are a healer. Yes, this is still true. Healing is your #1 priority. What if nobody currently needs healing? Be doing damage. Like, if nobody needs healing at that particular moment in time, do damage, right? It's just, you're just uptime, right? If nobody needs healing, you're not doing anything right now if you're waiting around for somebody to need healing. Just do damage. Just go damage something. Do more damage. If you don't need to be healing somebody right now, go find damage to do. But go find damage to do, and also just use the damage orb more often. Better orb. And if you disagree with me, you're objectively wrong. I'm sorry. Ultimate theory crafting. What works? What doesn't work? How can you team play to your ult? How How can your team play to your ult for maximum effect? Appreciate it. It's not in the game, yeah. Nope, not that one. What are all of Doomfist's combos, and how do I do? Go watch Chipsa. So, that's a 50-minute video. Great job, team. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. And if you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them. And I hope you found the video helpful.